Welcome, soul healers, to the Heart Led, Soul Fed podcast. I'm psychic medium and old soul Christine Gold. This is a safe space to explore all things mystical and magical, embodying practical spirituality and truly reclaiming who we are at a soul level. Living this lifetime heart-led and soul-fed. Subscribe on your favorite way to podcast and let the healing begin. Yes, I love that. Let the healing begin. Welcome, everyone. This is a video for November. Wow, 2 months left, and sayonara 2023, and 2024 is right around the corner. And I am welcoming you all in from all over the world because our community, our love, our healing, our connection is global. Yeah. And I'm also recording this in Happy Adventure, Newfoundland. Well, actually, there's a couple places. There's Happy Adventure, then there's Sandy Cove, and then there's Eastport. They're all really closely connected. And I have my lovely assistant, Finn, behind me. But if you're listening on the podcast, he's a beautiful orange kitty. He's a senior. And we have Peg over here, and she's a beautiful senior kitty as well. And she has 3.5 legs because she's an outdoor cat, so her paw unfortunately got snagged in an animal trap, like a bunny snare or whatever. So it's but she's good. She's really good. She lets you know when she wants to eat, for sure. That's what I love. That's what I love about animals, period. More than people. People don't tell you what's really going on underneath. Whereas animals, you know right away if they like something, if they don't. They're happy, they're sad, they're hungry, they're scared, right? All of those emotions. So yeah, November, I've been calling it energy update for years. And, I don't channel anyone. I don't have names for my guides. I really, we are all channels. All of my information comes from God, guides, angels, loved ones, collective, ancestors, animals, Mother Earth, plant spirit, all of it, all of it. So I really don't want to put any labels on anything anymore. And yeah, I mean, I love the moon energy. I did that for years and I still do that. However, I've shared so many videos about that. You guys can go through my collection. And I feel this community, our soul healers community, we've learned enough. We are at that level where we are safe, we're secure, and we know what we want to dive into deeply, whether it's astrology, or maybe it's Akashic records, or maybe it's more mediumship, intuitive development, which I do very much. Or maybe you're wanting to write a book, or you want to create a piece of art, whatever that happens to be. So I'm really just ushering in that new energy. I mean, since 2020, we've sure learned a lot, and we've had a lot of things change, and we've learned to pivot. And we had, and maybe we're just going through this now, but dark night of the soul, reckonings, reconciliation, and there's been a lot of expression. I get it. I mean, I had a past life, and I know many of the clients I work with have had past lives where their throat chakra was restricted, constricted, they were suppressed, they were repressed, they were not allowed to speak their minds, they were burned at the stake, they were ostracized, it just abandoned, put in corners, kicked out, whatever that is, or, death as well, because they didn't like who the people were. So um, it's just really interesting, because we threaten their way of life in a sense, right? We threaten because here's the thing. They knew we were prophets. They knew we were seers. They knew we were alchemists. We were magicians. We were wizards. We were witches, whatever that was, right? Seers, shamans, indigenous, all of that. They knew. And we all know that the church, the religion, absolutely did not want anyone to know their own power. So it was shut down. I get it. I get it. But we've been expressing ourselves for the last couple of years. I get it. I was doing it. I have a podcast. I've done, I have over 550 pieces of content on YouTube. I mean, my goodness. And here I am, still expressing myself, but I'm not churning it out like a machine. Like I have to keep up with something, that I have to um, shake up the algorithm. And yeah, I'm talking to all of social media here, that I have to post content 10 times a day and I have to make real, I'm sorry. But, we intuitively, we're here to share, we're here to connect, we're here to heal, we're here to love. And yes, we have been expressing ourselves, but I feel it's, that the needle has gone way over. Now we're just sharing about everything, and we're always, offended, living offended. Oh my goodness. I even see it around me in a very small community. The clash of, not the titans, the clash of the egos. So and it's very timely, because I was feeling that I was pulling back. The internet here is so bad. Um, I pray. But here's the thing. It's also taught me to go back and read more, and to write more. My good friend Sean Leonard has a new book out, Spirit Talker. Might want to go check him out. But I read this book in 3 days. I don't think I've ever read a book that quickly, ever, 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 ever. So there's something about, we express ourselves. Now it's time to perceive and to go inward, and to really do the work, and to help others, and to guide others, because people are always asking, what's my purpose? Your purpose is to help others, to be in service for others, but not be in servitude and be a slave. No, no, no. That's the other side of the spectrum. We're bringing it back to complete balance and wholeness, um, being empathic, being sensitive, being a caregiver, being codependent, all of those things, teaching our clients in our community how to recognize when that happens, when we feel like we're being pulled into something we recognize. That's the key. Recognize and then perceive where it's coming from. And yes, you may express yourself, but don't go and wound people. Don't. You just have to be honest and open, because if you bite your tongue all the time, you're suppressing again your throat chakra, and then you're throwing yourself back out into expression. And I have to stand up, and I always have to, I have to be a warrior all the time. But no, put your weapons down. Put your weapons down. It is a time for collective reckoning, collective healing. I mean, I am very aware of the war that is going on. I mean, I had a comment the other day that I feel helpless. I feel like we're in a collective dark night of the soul again, because of what's going on in Gaza with Israel and Palestine. And I replied back saying, be the love you want to see in the world. Pray for them, have peace, have love, and then help your fellow neighbor. That's because there's no way you can do anything, like physically anything for them. But you can be the love. You can raise your consciousness. You can do the healing on yourself. And when you're emanating that beautiful light, the beautiful light, the fairy dust, the sparkles, it's magnetic. It goes out into the world. How could no one who is around you feel something, feel a shift? Because a lot of us, because of science, we need, we need the paper, we need an article, we need the test to prove it. No, you don't. Again, that is part of that unholy trinity: religion, science, and politics. I mean, there's a very famous podcast on YouTube, A Diary of a CEO, and they had a science-based, she touts herself as a science-based dating coach. And I thought, oh, this is interesting. Let's have a listen. Right away, she is spinning something, talking about basically the honeymoon effect. And whatever we're putting out, we attract. So I basically said, you're just rehashing what we already know. You just put a new spin on it, dressed it up, put lipstick on a pig, like they say, and look, it's new. But because it's science-based, it must be true. Like, we need someone outside of ourselves to have the authority. You have the authority. You always have. So I don't appreciate shows that have this click and bait. And people follow, I don't want to say mindlessly. And then, of course, well, why were you? Because I like perspective. I like perception. That's what I'm always aware of. I'll catch myself. And that's what I'm really asking you to do, is to catch yourself. How are you expressing yourself? Is it love? Is it peace? Is it joy? Is it compassion? Are you taking care of yourself? Are you practicing self-care? Do you actually love yourself? Do you know who you are? Who are you at a soul level? I think that's the biggest question. Who are you? Why are you here? And not your titles, your certifications. I'm a mom, all these labels. And speaking of that, I just finished my last session in a 1-year mentorship with a beautiful soul named Catherine in France. Merci beaucoup. I'm gonna, that's part of my goals for 2024, is to learn more French. Because she said, if you learn French, Spanish will come easily. Ah, thank you. Anyways, I asked her, but I already knew the answer. Did she need a certificate saying that she went through Unleash Your Magic, Your Purpose certification? And she said, no. And I was so happy for her, because part of the work that we did, we tend to, especially on LinkedIn and all of these ego-based platforms and networking and memberships and associations and businesses, we tend to get stuck in the ego. It makes us feel better if someone has 50 titles and certifications. For me, it repels me, actually. It does the opposite. So, but hey, if you want to be a doctor, go for it. I'm not saying not do it, but I'm also saying you don't need to. You don't need to. So how can you express yourself? I really want you to share with me below if you're working on some beautiful creative project, you're creating art, you're creating music, you're dancing, you're an amazing cook, a chef, a baker, a dog walker, mom, student, friend, beautiful soul, child of God, lover of animals, right, Finn? He's like, whatever. Um, but yeah, I really would love you to share that with me. I want to know what's going on. I also like, are you aware of the one, I have a 1 year course. It did start October 5th, but you're still able to get in and catch up because I made the videos bite size. There's beautiful homework to do. And the sharing that goes on in the group, like I'll give a shout out to Ursula. She's just been fantastic. The stuff she's been sharing, she's so open and honest about her journey. And I feel like that's a huge breakthrough for many of us to be able to share and feel safe to do so. So that is what we collectively, sparked by God, of course, a safe space. And I want everyone to feel that, to know that this is. So if you're listening, you're watching, let me know why you joined. How did you find me? And would you love to join us? Because for, $75 a month, where can you get 1 year course with weekly group coaching and have transformation? Meaning, if you are not changed, shifted, less anxious, less depressed, have a new, purpose, outlook on life, have better relationships, lost weight. I mean, the benefits, there's so many. And if you haven't after the year, I will continue to work with you until you do. I will continue to work with you until you do. Because Catherine and I were one-on-one, right? Huge shifts, huge transformations. And I do that as well. I mean, I think about her last year. She almost didn't do the mentorship. Fear got in the way. Her head got in the way. Overanalyzing, overthinking, thinking it wouldn't work. I've tried so many things. How can this be any different? Until she listened to her heart and said, yes, I will say yes to me. For once, I will say yes to me. Not to anybody else, but for myself. So, yeah. And please share in this beautiful message out to the community. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you're on the replay, if you have any questions. And leave a review, because I would love other people to find the podcast. I would love others to find it. I would love others to know. And if you would like I said, the course info, I have other things coming up. I have a workshop coming up as well about your purpose. I also have our annual Dream Vision Map workshop, January 13th, 2024. It's coming up. All the links and info will be there as well, for the Soul Healers community. I mean, we talk about your clairs, all of your clairs, all 8 of them. I bet you're not aware of that. And then we have lovely affirmations like this one. I honor myself by filling my cup. It enables me to extend the same care towards others. That's the key. When you take care of yourself, you are naturally able to care for others. If you practice loving kindness, it is extended outward. That is who you are. It is just an extension. And self-love is the key. I am grateful for everything I have, everything I know, and everything I am. And if you can't come up with an affirmation and you're struggling, let me know. I have a beautiful PDF that will help you get started. I have a lovely chakras, harness your energy ebook all about your chakras. That's free. I also have a new moon manifestation ebook, and I also have a full moon clearing and healing ebook. So, wow, what is that? 4, 5, 6 gifts? I don't know. And then I do have some free courses. So, all of that information will be there. I want you to enjoy your November. I really do. And how can we, because really we're in fall, but we will be shifting into winter. So it's all about hibernating and getting in towards yourself and all that beautiful stuff. All right. On behalf of the chickens and the roosters I'm caring for, Peg, the beautiful kitty, and Finn, I'm wishing you an amazing November. Take care of yourself. And please remember, healing begins where the ego ends, and let the healing begin. Mwah. Love you all.